And actually, you can see our Twitters up there as well. We are part of eSports Canada, and we're doing a national tournament across Canada. If you guys aren't aware, just go to our website, esportscanada.ca, and learn more. But we'll talk about that in a very short while. This map is the oh-so-familiar Cloud Kingdom. This matchup is the oh-so-familiar Terran versus Zerg. And in the top right-hand corner, we have our Red Terran dropping game number 2, winning game number 1, needing to win game number 3. It is OGCantro.
So, and it looks like his opponent once again is going to be the aggressive Zerg in our last game with a Murloc decal on his buildings. It is Super Saiyan 4's GameOfDrones. Answer Adult TV's question.
How do you get involved in eSports Canada stuff? All right, guys, there's a couple ways I'm going to suggest to you. One, the easiest way, because me and Songers will basically just tell you what you need to know. You can follow us on Twitter, so at ESC Jovian and at ESC Songers. It'll be up later as well. If you follow us, just ask us, just message us and say, hey, I want to do this, or how do you get into casting? How do you get into hosting events? How do you get into attending events? We'll let you know. The other way is to join us on esportscanada.ca. That's www.esportscanada.ca. You can also follow us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/esportscanada.
_Canada, I believe. No?
No. It's facebook.com/esportscanada. You can also follow Esports Canada's Twitter at esports_Canada. At esports_Canada. There's all different ways you can get in contact with us, and go on our forums at www.esportscanada.ca and figure out what we're doing. Get involved with all those things. Esports Canada is a not-for-profit organization. We promote esports across Canada. We want to see esports grow in Canada. We wanted to get it to the point that it's already been in Korea, in Europe, in United States. It's very important to us that esports becomes the sport of choice. We've all seen. They won't be able to see this, by the way, because it's only.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Just check.
I mean, the traditional sports are the sports of choice here in North America, and we want to see esports rise just as much as modern sports. So please join us in any way that you feel happy with. And basically, because Songers and I joined, we started getting casting done. We started attending events. We got in to NASL to help and work with the players. We got backstage with Day 9 and hung out, took pictures, and hung out with Maximus Black in the back. You did as I saw you do that, and hang out with In Control and Idra. I call him Idra. Some people call him Idra.
Artosis says Idra.
I know. I don't know why.
And I trust Artosis.
But Idra, why wouldn't you just trust him? Doesn't he just call himself Idra? Anyways.
No, Idra calls himself Idra.
Well, then why wouldn't? Then that's the obvious right one.
That is. But people mispronounce things all the time.
I'm going to call you Idra, Greg. All right. So, guys, get involved with eSports Canada. And we're just a bunch of volunteers who love eSports. And we're across Canada, too. Doesn't matter where you are. In Calgary, Alberta, we actually have you covered. Project X LAN just recently joined our alliance as a qualifier for our international tournament. So if you know Project X LAN, there's opportunity to get involved with those guys, as well as anybody else who's doing things in Alberta, including Calgary, of course. But we have everyone from literally the island, the island part of BC, Victoria, all the way to St. John, New Brunswick. We have everything covered.
You can see here in the game, we're going to go back to it. We see the double gas was taken by Cantro, and he is going to be going for that. Also having an expansion, so once again going for that factory play. Just standard Cantro, man. So standard. We see in the base, though, going to be scouting with that SV. SV will be taken out by those 2 links there before he gets too much information. He knows that there is a spawning pool. It is jiggling right now, so he knows that speed is being researched. Almost done, actually, but we see another Baneling nest being popped out. And where's that Baneling nest? Right at the natural where the SV did not scout. If we check the vision of Cantro, he does not see it. So once again, you know, this is a short map. It's a short rush distance. Cantro could die to the same thing.
Indeed, but this time Cantro's had a little bit more time to prepare. He does have the bunker filled with 4 Marines at this point, and he will be more ready to receive any sort of aggression, but 10 Lings are in production for GameOfDrones. Looks like he is going to try to push forward with this advantage that he is affording himself by the AoE splash damage of that Baneling nest.
We look at the vision right now. The Overlord can see that the expansion hasn't go down, so he doesn't know yet. 2 more Widow Mines production. That could be huge in a defense. 2 links getting sent out, not too much, not going to show his whole entire army that's streaming across the map right now. We see 1 Zergling coming in. Notice that the expansion is down, and this is the go signal for GameOfDrones. 10 more Zerglings coming in. Zerglings now at the ramp of Cantro. No vision, can't see. Going to be morphing him to Banelings very soon. Gas being saved up as well.
And he needs as many lings as he can possibly get to bust up this heavy fortification at 2 bases for the Terran. Unfortunately, though, with so many Widow Mines in production for Cantro, he can easily defend a giant ball of units, which is exactly what these lings and Banelings are going to be when they crest this natural. But still more units streaming in. How many Banelings are in production at this point? There they are. There's 5 Banelings rushing behind their Zerg brethren. Still no attack from the... oh, the bunker does go down to the Banelings. Still no attack from the Widow Mine, so there's still a looming danger. No, still no attack. What is going to happen? I just want to see, is the Widow Mine going to attack, or are these lings going to get all the damage that they need to do?
It's not going to be close enough, and it looks like GameOfDrones is going to be back to droning again. He did make about 8 and now has 9 in production. He did do some damage to the Terran player there, killing about 7 workers. In terms of resources lost, Zerg still did lose a bit more just because of those Banelings, how expensive they were on the gas. Now we see that 4 Hellions moving out, going to be getting that map control for our Terran player. Now moving forward to our Zerg players, we see the Spine Crawler and the kind of evolution chamber wall that he is putting down is going to prevent any sort of run by these Hellions.
The Queen is going to have to do some fancy footwork to block up and plug as many holes as he possibly can at the natural. These Hellions are looming, are going to be able to swing right in if not careful. The Spine Crawler is attacking ahead of time. Does do some decent damage. The Hellions are decided to pull back, but still more units are coming to... And this is the Banshee. This is very much Cantro's... This is his typical build in this matchup. He loves to do this. Get only 1 Banshee for harass, force out maybe some Spore Crawlers, force out some panic by our Zerg player. And this is the macro game that GameOfDrones probably doesn't want to get into. He lost one of these earlier. He only won when he rushed in the game, so perhaps this is exactly the type of game that Cantro wants to push his opponent into.
Oh, poor Overlord taken out by those Widow Mines there. Using the Banshee for the vision on the top of the ramp. We can see back in the Zerg base though, the Spire is going down. He sees the Banshee, so Spore Crawl is going down as well. But right now, Zerg is on 2 base. As a Zerg player, of course, you always want to be 1 base up on your opponent, and that's not happening right now for GameOfDrones. He's scouting again. Here comes Cantro, and look at that production. Going so far, it's even going under the name. And really just keeping the Zerg on his foot right now. On his feet. Foot. Multiple feet. Queens have multiple feet.
So the Queen is trying to block the entrance, but it's going to be too little to defend against this massive group. But Cantro still doesn't want to push in. Feels that he's just not ready yet. Is building a bunch of missile turrets in the back, fearing perhaps Mutas without the proper
Oh, he's not paying attention.
And all these lings are going to get a good surround on these Hellions. Oh, Songers.
Oh, Cantro. Cantro. I just want to go over there and just tap him and be like, it's okay, I know that feel.
I know that feels, bro.
I know
this
that
one
feels.
Banshee is going to take out the slow-moving Baneling, and indeed it does. So no more AoE splash damage for his opponent.
Nothing here
Still,
to defend.
more missile turrets in the back. No units to defend except for a couple Widow Mines to attack, and do indeed thin out this force. And now a full bunker also to defend. A few Marines also to give a little bit of reinforcement, just enough to defend effectively against that small rush.
This Banshee is still sitting out here inside the map. We see more links streaming forward. Here comes the Mutas though. We'll be able to take care of that Banshee, no problem. Banshee does not have cloak at all, so we'll be taking out, getting a pot shots off on the links. And that was a sign for GameOfDrones to grab his 3rd base. He was able to kill the Hellions, takes off the pressure off him, can definitely macro up behind that. More Banelings coming in. Scouted the front of the ramp and saw that, there's only that 1 bunker defending. Here comes the drop, signature Cantro drop going, and he's going to be boosting, and there is defense there for these Zerglings that will be coming into his base very shortly.
And this is the gameplay that makes Cantro a Viking. He likes to drop these units into base, and it looks like GameOfDrones didn't quite notice it with his Overlord placement. At the same time, he's going to just attack at the front, sends 1 ling at a time beautifully, takes those Widow Mines off of cooldown, pushing in the rest of his units. These Banelings are going to do devastating damage to the Spiral Force. The supply depot is not put up. He's in absolute panic now. These units have no recourse. Couple run into the corner of his base, and the Banelings do massive damage to the mineral line of his opponent. The Terran, the Marines come streaming in to defend. A bunch of Marines got hurt. A bunch of drones died. Who ended up the victor in that?
13 workers killed. Not a bad trade-off at all. Although, if you look at resources lost, Terran is doing great. Those Widow Mines doing huge splash damage to that Mutaflock, to that Zergling ball as well. And it looks like in the block over here, the drop we were looking at earlier has dropped in the base, and you can see the Overlords now getting under attack. That's actually going to put, not going to put GameOfDrones into any kind of supply block, as he does have a lot of Overlords being made. So here comes this drop again. Now going to be followed by these Mutas, but with those Nitro boosters, see a Mutas, but nope, they're going to catch up.
Eventually the Mutas will catch up and
waiting
take
for
out
that
their
cooldown.
prey.
Will he make it?
He does need to
go
keep
into
running.
warp speed. We must go into warp speed.
Ludicrous speed. Go. Decides to drop his cargo and run away. Oh, that
wow.
Medevac survives
sick.
with but
That was
6
sick
health
play.
for dropping those Marines and pulling the aggro and also defending against those Mutas. So well played by Cantro. A bunch of Widow Mines. Now this is where Cantro is going to put his strategic play in place. He's going to be able to drop these Widow Mines. And I like how he puts his Widow Mines in the front because they take no aggro from the opponent because they have no standard auto attack. So they can just literally walk through streams of opponents.
That micro by Cantro takes out all of those Zerglings.
So very clever. Most people would think I got to put my Widow Mines in the back. They're the most valuable part of this army, but they don't take the aggro of the opponent. And now with these Banshees morphing in on the ramp, no, they all have to be cancelled. What is Drones going to be able to do to defend against this? These Lings are going to get hurt very bad against these Widow Mines. Oh, so many dead. One Bailey taking out a huge cross-section of that platoon. What more can Cantro do? He needs to resupply his army.
That was pretty great, and that looks like another army coming for a Cantro, but those Bailings did a huge hit. Now trying to morph it once again, but no, eggs are not going to complete cancel all of them, getting all those minerals back. I like that cancel thing. It's been there for a while, but still looks cool. You see more Widow Mines burrowing. There's a Spore Crawl there. They're trying to take damage. They are trying to rearm. They're almost done, but it looks like they're going to die. Will these rearm? Yes, they are going to rearm. So nice circles there.
They don't hurt each other, though, huh?
No, they don't.
They hurt other units on your own team, but not in themselves.
Exactly.
And now the Marines are coming in to reinforce the Widow Mines that have set forth the agenda of death and destruction. These Marines are probably going to survive with the help of this medevac. A bunch of bandits are going to come in. Is this going to be enough to attack? It is enough to make them split and run away.
Wow.
Beautiful split by Cantro. Wonderful control. Unfortunately, standing over top of these Widow Mines. Is he going to destroy them before another one attacks? He needs to take them out before they rearm. Oh, no. Too many Lings are getting attacked by this magic attack, and now these Marines have stimmed too many times. Drugs are bad, and now they're being apathetic and will not be able to flee the Scourge.
But really, yeah, definitely going to be chased back over there by our Zerg player. Now, if you look at terms of upgrades there, we can see that Cantro once again is pushing ahead. That double engineering bay play, he's up 2-2 right now. Although our Zerg player is getting his upgrades as well, he's only sitting at 1-1 at the moment. Now, finally finishing +2 armor. So the all those battles, Terran was definitely ahead in upgrades, able to take out so many Zerglings that
you find a Widow Mine right now? Find a Widow Mine. Let's click on him. Let's see his damage. See, it's a spell. So I think I noticed Cantro actually getting level.
Wait a second, not going to stop there. Huge Bailing hit, getting surrounded by the Terran army. I mean, Zerg army over there. Oh, but the Widow Mine do so much damage. But the good thing is, those Terrans were surrounded by Zerg, so they died as well. And this rally over there taking. Oh, look at those Marines fly into the sky.
Unfortunately, using the Banelings on them unnecessarily. But yeah, I think I saw that Cantro was actually getting weapon upgrades for his factory units, and unfortunately, those don't affect the attack of the Widow Mine because it is a spell, not an actual attack. So unless he's moving into Thor and Hellion and Siege Tank, there's really no reason to get that weapon upgrade for his mech.
Exactly. You can see that GameOfDrones is doing quite well right now. He has a huge army sitting in the middle of the map. He has a 4th wave coming up. He has 63 workers, so a pretty good amount there as well. Finishing up his infestation pit, getting his upgrades, and he's really in control of this map. You can see once again Zerg's vision. Very, very nice.
And there is a couple of hidden...
They are still here.
They're still there, taking out reinforcements periodically, one at a time. Still no detection for GameOfDrones, which is just an unfortunate oversight for him. And now this giant army is pushing forward. This could bode ill for him if he goes over top of any mines, which it looks like these Lings near the natural may get have a really bad day, and it looks like they are going to come right now. A bunch of these units are going to die all together. Half of that army gets sliced, and then even more attack. Actually, it looks like both got traded very heavily. A little bit of group of Marines and Marauders are trying to get away from these Lings as well. One Marauder gets caught, and now Cantro comes in to meet his foe in battle and emerges victorious. 24 more Lings in production. Overseer in production too needs to get rid of these Widow Mines that are a thorn in his side.
Not just that, really needs to stop throwing these Lings away. Every time he throws Lings away, he's taking so much money. You can see the resources lost for our third player is almost double of what the opponent is doing. And right now, Cantro is picking up. He's getting back into this game. A huge drop over there, but taking up on his score prop, but that boost is so fast. He will be able to do some damage with this. There's nothing really to defend here. Everything's happening through this, and here they go to defend this drop. That Medivac is going to pick up, and it's going to be boosting right out of there. We see Cantro now. He is saying, this is my time to go. This is my time to shine. This fourth base is not going to stay up.
No, and Drones knows this and moves his drones back to his main base for safety. These Marines might have enough DPS to take down this hatch. Meanwhile, attacking the natural, a brilliant idea to attack two places at once and prevent your opponent from being able to defend effectively by splitting up the army and splitting up the focus. These Lings do decide to come in after the stim, but these Marines are pretty fast. Now the Widowmine doing major damage, and now the Banline has to come in and do an attack. Yes, it does explode, but only on the Marauders, unfortunately.
These upgrades are looking pretty scary. He's almost finished +3 attack for our Terran player here. Here comes more Zerg shipping in. They are at 2-2. Nice position for our Terran player, but he will finally get through out too many drugs there, and the Terrans are at low health. Meanwhile, though, huge drop in the main base there. These Marines are just not dying. Look at that Medivac solo, but oh! Huge fight. We can see also another Marine taking out that hatchery, gonna get it canceled. And Cantro just keeps on pushing forward.
Always with this composition, Widowmine in the front, Marines in the back with Marauder support. Medivacs that survived, rejoining their allies and giving them the healing support that they need. Widowmines peppered throughout this map. These Banelings are going to be instrumental in this attack, but will they actually get an attack off? No, a couple actually get destroyed before any damage is done. And now the Marines are cresting the hill. They do see a Spine Crawler and say, I don't care. The Spine Crawler is not enough to defend against me. Spore Crawlers, Spine Crawlers, it does not matter. Focusing down the hatch. The Lings are trying to get a good surround. Beautiful pickup. Oh, Nitro, ludicrous speed, pushing forward. All these Marines and Marauders are going to be dropped in the back of the mineral line. What can GameOfDrones do to defend against Cantro?
Here come the Mutas though, but actually just bypassing the Medivacs? We don't want to do it. And boost once again. They're just really getting chased out there. Mutas though, they are going to follow. And once that boost runs out, Mutas won't be able to catch up.
Oh no, go, Drones.
Only a few Mutas. Oh my goodness, GameOfDrones, what are you doing? The Mutas are under attack. Lost so many Mutas cheaply over there. Just really, some Mutas stopped attacking, some were still following right now. And here we go. Cantro runs again. If he just targets down this, but Bailey's rolling in. Nice surround by the Zerglings over there. Huge damage hits. And the Terran, he does have to retreat. He does have these Little Mines taking out so much damage over there.
Look at this steady stream.
And it's just like, so many Marines and Marauders doing damage here. But really, GameOfDrones is just only getting more supply. And Little Mines are just doing so much damage. And really what it is, now that I think about it, it's a better version of a siege tank. It zones out damage, it's doing splash damage, but it also attacks air units.
It costs less as well, and it's great for just holding and controlling areas. It's like an invisible siege unit, and now he will finally be able to take up this third base. Third bases are exactly what GameOfDrones needed to keep, and exactly what Cantro doesn't like.
GG, OGCantro.